Hey, everybody, welcome back to Sergeant's Talk TV. This is Big Mike.
I think I'm Jason, guys. I'm pretty sure
He
I got
thinks
to a new
on the road again.
location. New oh,
So when'd you leave Arkansas?
we left Arkansas about 12:30ish in the morning.
Wow. And how long is it to Tennessee?
It's right at a 10-hour drive, but of
Wow.
course,
But
stop.
you're over on the eastern Tennessee, right?
Right, we're
Okay.
probably 20 minutes outside of Knoxville.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Well, you're back in your old stomping grounds, Knoxville.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, so tonight we're going to be talking about how you can get your national parks lifetime pass. Guys, we got ours, like we said last week, we got ours when we were up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Saved us back then $34.95 to get into Yellowstone. So plus we've been to the Grand Canyon, we've been to the Grand Tetons, we've been all over the place, and it absolutely works. And besides that, make sure you check with your state parks on, if you're a veteran, how to get your free state park pass within your state too. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Remember, the free military pass is a way that the U.S. military members and their dependents, Gold Star families, and U.S. military veterans, a way that the nation thanks you for your service to our country and gives you recreational opportunities on our, it says there, but it's our public lands and waterways. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I put a bunch of information in the description below as far as websites and stuff like that that you can go to, depending on what category you belong to. So, hey, brother, I'm glad you're awake, number one. I know you got to be tired. I always get tired when I drive.
Yeah, I mean the drive, like the plan was, I went to sleep last night. We probably went to bed 6-7 o'clock. I mean, it was pretty early, but we knew. I'm like, hey, I need 6 hours of sleep. We'll get up at midnight and we'll hit the road. Well, I end up getting up at probably 9 o'clock and couldn't go back to sleep for a while. So I had maybe 3 hours sleep that whole night, and then drove and few extra stops just because it was like, I've got to get out and stretch. Traffic was great. Weather was great. Once again, though, long drive with a hot and humid, no AC, but at least we did it at night for the most part. And then naturally, there hasn't been a time I haven't come to my father-in-law's when we went to pull in to hook up a camper that it's normally dark. So I had that changed this time. I got to put the Nugget in our RV spot here in the daytime, but then the sky opened up and let loose. And we actually probably spent 10 minutes just sitting in the truck once I got it backed in, because I was like, I am not getting out in that.
Yeah.
Like, we're good.
Well, it's dry as a bone here in Oklahoma.
Yeah. Oh, it river gully gushed here.
You can dehydrate meat outside.
Oh, not around Knoxville right now.
Yeah. Hey, something big, guys, and this is for everybody. I have been working for almost 2 years to get my hips replaced. They're that bad. I went up to the VA last week, and I think his exact words were, "Oh, good gosh." And I asked him, "Is that a medical term?" He goes, "Dude, you are messed up. How are you even walking?" I said, like a penguin. He goes, and it took me 2 years to get into this doctor's office. He is the one that approves this kind of stuff. And I told him that. He goes, "I'm so sorry. He goes, I can't make up excuses. It's, some people go through quicks. I said, I don't know anybody that's gone quick, but they sent me via the email my approval packet for both hip replacements, and it says has the funding site for the doctor that they've already pre-approved, and he is one of the best in Oklahoma too. I was surprised because they don't do hip replacements at the VA. They gave me the referral number, and it covers the dates of when I was up there, the 23rd of July until the 5th of February to get both hips done. So finally, I get to do that. Remember, I said before, I had back surgery, and the back surgery took me 13 years to have done. They made me go through all kinds of crap. I mean, I was so doped up all the time, and I'm still now. I got to lay off the meds before I go live, or else I'll be babbling like a drug addict or some crap. So they love giving you drugs, man. I'll tell you what. But I finally got it. I'm finally happy that this is going to be done. I don't have to go through the pain that I've been going through all these years. And that's why, like, when you go to meetups and stuff, I'm usually sitting down. I'm not walking around a lot because I can't. If I do, the pain's so big, so great. I'll probably fall because of the painkillers that they put me on and stuff like that. So finally, my stomach's going to thank me for it too, because that's just been tearing me up.
Yeah, and you talk about just throwing meds at you that, I struggled a little bit at first through the VA to get the same meds that I was on while I was active duty, because the meds when I retired, nothing changed other than the one medication the VA won't prescribe. So I had to go to a civilian doctor to be able to get that prescribed. But then everything else was there. But even then, it was like, these are basic meds. I'd been on them for multiple years. But because the VA and TRICARE, you're on TRICARE and stuff when you're active duty, then you switch to the VA medical. And they don't match up as to what they'll cover, what they won't.
Yeah.
And typically the VA wants to go, no matter what, they're going to go with the cheap version, right?
Sure.
Like they won't give you the one medication, I had to go through a test run phase of all the others, because I told him, I said, look, the only one that works is the name brand. I get your regulations. So they said, okay, fine. We're going to run you through a cycle of all the other ones, because for their red tape, bleep blooping problems that they have set up,
right?
They had to show that I tried all of them, even though it's in my record that I've tried all of them. This is the only one, but they had, pharmaceuticals jacked the prices of the name brand up so high that I almost fell over the one day, because I was going in at the time. I was still getting my meds from a civilian pharmacy, and I went in and I was paying, like, because TRICARE and the VA was covering what they were, I paid $2 a month for this, medication. I went in and I knew the pharmacist personally at this clinic. And I went in and I went to get my meds, and he's like, bud, are you sure you want this? And I'm like, I'm here every month to pick them up. He goes, no, insurance, they won't cover this now. They changed everything. It was going to be over $400 a month, which isn't a lot compared to some meds I've heard about, but and I'm like, no. And here just recently, I had a follow-up with a new primary doctor at my local VA clinic. First time I've seen him. He's new to the clinic, just coming in. And sure enough, he's looking at my charts and he's like, oh, I'm going to add this to your med list. And I'm like, Tara doesn't like to go into the doctor's office with me. So I'm like, okay, I don't know what that is. What is this for? And he's like, well, we try to give it to pain management patients, and it's supposed to help over long term. He goes, I have a lot of patients on it. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, typical doctor's office, you're paid by the pharmacy to promote a certain med. And so I get home and I'm like, whatever, just send it in the mail. I'll let you know later whether I'm going to take it or not. And I got it home. And of course, I do like I've done with everything. Tara, my nurse and wife, hey, do I take this? She's like, oh, no, 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 no. Mm-mm. That does way too many badder things. We're
Yeah.
not. So it
Oh yeah,
found the
you
wrong.
look at some of the stuff you take and all the possible side effects. It's scary. But anyway,
Yeah,
hey guys, hey, let's say hello to some people in the
let's do
chat.
it.
First of all our Filipinos, people from Turkey, from Indonesia, from Italy, from Germany, also from Brazil, Mexico came in early, and they all hit the like button, I guess. I don't know, but they all came in and left something on there. So they're here. I see Good Enough Homesteads in here. I seen him over at Ridge Life, and welcome in. There's my favorite
So
female Marine, Dawn at Hat Creek.
I need to go. So Good Enough Homestead, if I is maybe I'm wrong, and I'll need a correction here, but I'm pretty sure that's Annabore. That's Robin.
Really?
Normally comes in as Annabore. Started the channel. If I
All right.
remember correctly, and I didn't just nap too hard and got it wrong. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't nap overly hard, and she said yes. So,
All right.
I see Rainy Ridge, and I seen Rainy's and Dawn at Hat Creek, which they both happened to be at my ridge right before we left.
Yeah, I see. I watched that live. Yeah.
That was a marathon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, there's Joe Fix It for you.
See, Jerry over at Butler Family Farm made it in.
Yep. Neil S is in here.
Judy Herman.
Hey, Judy. There's Terry Treat.
And I did see another fellow Ridge visitor from the other day. There he is. Ricky Smith from Veterans Landing came over.
All right. And there's the Peanut Farm. She's in here.
Hopefully they made it to the gas station, because I don't know if you've made it to that comment yet, but evidently they were supporting brother Tim over at Ridge Life and wasn't paying attention to the gas gauge and was down to critical miles.
There's Daniel Kearney from San Antonio. He's in here. There's Debbie Droff.
Hey, hello, Debbie. So, Webb's Web. I don't know if you've got that far down.
Yeah, I got an email from Webb's Web, and I will be giving him a shout and talk over some stuff with him to get him up on the show.
Okay. I haven't checked my email yet to know whether I got it or you got it, but obviously show-wise, guys, primarily it's, well, let's be real, it's the Sergeant Major. Terry's keeping both of us mostly in line.
Yeah. There is Big Wave, Florida.
I did see something from Big Wave earlier. Big Wave, so he asked about a restaurant or something. I know zero De Niro other than how to get to Knoxville right now of this area. This is actually, so we've been visiting this area around like where her dad lives, her one aunt, a couple of her aunts, they live an hour or so away from here. I've, other than passing through on transitions, I come here, work at Pops's place and hang out, but he'd asked about a restaurant up, and I'm assuming it's one that's in Knoxville.
There's Dana Mason. I'm sure Tim's not too far away from her.
Wow. Hello, Masons. And hi, BFF, Stella. She's the awesomest.
There's Rebecca Touched by Yarn.
Hello, Rebecca. I see
Oh, she
Arlene.
gave some stuff away this last weekend. Woo!
Yeah, I think somebody had said, because we did, obviously at our main channel, we done some continuous lives while we were working, and there was talk because we were live and we're like, oh man, we're stepping over Rebecca, but it seems like her live went really, really well, hopefully. So we just worked until we couldn't sweat no more.
There's Jason Schoen. He's shouting out "Go Navy" from Western Kentucky.
Welcome in, welcome in. I see Sir Grace has made.
There's the Queen of Canada right there. Brampton Gardner. Rochelle's in here. She's so beautiful. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
And there she is, Glenda at Grace and Fire. Caretaker extraordinaire.
We get both of them tonight because I know you're up a little bit, but I'm seeing that Sir Grace is in too. So we're getting double honored by both of them being in here.
That's right.
We better not mess up.
Is O'Charlie still in business? Big Wave Florida wants to know.
Yeah, so that was the comment I was trying to look for. The only O'Charlies I knew of, there was one. Where was the last place I ate at an O'Charlie's? I don't know of one around here. If there's one around here, I'm gonna find it and eat there. I think there was one down at Fort Benning. They make like the Philly cheesesteak subs.
Yeah, O'Charlie's.
Kind of O'Charlie.
I know in Korea we had O'Charlie's in the PX in the mall area.
Okay, well, so Glenda
or maybe
saying
it was an O'Charlie's or Charlie's Philly cheesesteak.
Something like that, yeah, because we had it in the PX at Fort Benning.
Yeah.
There was somewhere else. Did they have one at Lejeune? I've had it somewhere else too. But yeah, they are delicious. If there's one around, I'm going to find it and I'm going to eat there.
Neil has said, no, she's been with me since I retired from the Army. Terry and I retired in 2000. We met in 2009. And I was tore up from the floor up when she met me. So nothing shocking her. She just says I can't expire until she tells me.
That was the orders I've also received. So
says our VA doesn't do hip or knees either. My uncle and aunt got into the top of the hospital taking care of, but it was 3 months for each person. Yeah, it takes. I mean, I don't know what I'm looking forward to, but I've heard the nightmares. People have emailed me the nightmares and stuff like that. But they did the same thing when I had back surgery. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And back surgery went well. I got that done in 2013, and now it's starting to hurt again really bad. And I didn't know, because I have that on my initial eval, and they gave me 10% for my back. And then I had surgery, and TRICARE paid for that and not the VA, because I couldn't take it no more. I was taking 2 800 Motrins at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd wake up, set my alarm, go back to sleep, wake up at 6 just so I could get up, put my socks and shoes and get dressed and stuff like that, and go to work. And then it was just like, I guess we lost brother Jason, but it was like, and they only give you 10%. So I'm just wondering if the VA, I got to find out if now that it's getting worse and stuff like that, do I do another evaluation or not? So we'll see what happens there. But if it's not one thing, it's another. Let me go down this real quick because we got a lot to cover tonight. There's Ricky Smith. Hello, hello. Spelljammer. Hello. Hoosiers. He's yelling out. She is. Yep, that's Anna Bohr at Good Enough Homestead. There's Pappy Smurf. All right, welcome in. Arlene, hello, hello. Let's see. There's Sir Grace. I see him now. There's Gene Walston. Hello and welcome in. Glad to see you. Grayson Fire said we got you on the TV. Hey, there's RNF Firestone Chickens. Hello, hello. Good to see you.
Okay.
Oh, good.
I think I
is
made it back.
Is he a veteran? Your son? He is at sea this week. Oh, okay, he is. Okay, good. I would love to have an active duty person on our show so they can tell people about what their job is in the Navy, the Army, the Marines, or whatever. That'd be great to have them on there. Brampton Guard, I keep wanting to try Jollibees, but it is pricey. I'm cheap. So have to try and click Chick-fil-A. Okay. Yeah, we did Jollibees when we were in the Philippines. And I heard, Terry says they're all over. They're in Texas, all over the place now. Wait, the one at the PX of Fort Knox is still there, but I'm thinking it's a different one. The other one had a bar. Okay. Yeah, they don't allow them to have a bar inside the PX.
No, but that would make shopping there a whole lot better, wouldn't it?
Well, maybe we need to go to Iowa because they're saying, Gene's saying, no problems with the VA and surgeries in Iowa. Well, the good thing is of course, I've got care in the community or community care. And on here, it says you've been pre-approved for that. It also says any type of emergency service is covered 100%. No co-pays are needed. Prescriptions are all paid for. Medical devices are paid for. Travel reimbursement or travel by other means is also paid for. So I'm happy about that. That I got that. I'm thrilled. I finally got this one done. It took a shorter time than it did my back surgery. Okay.
So the big question, right? Everyone's looming. Does this mean the Harley's not getting sold?
I don't know. I don't know.
Now Tara's got an aunt. I mean, the last couple times that we've come to, well, Tara's come a couple times for her dad. We came once together, and then, but our initial, when we first moved from Michigan to go to Arkansas, her aunt had both hips done, and now another aunt just had one done. And when this cut out, I was about to say something about that because you were talking about, people emailing with nightmares of having issues. They do not regret that decision whatsoever. It's a little bit of a process to heal up, but within a few weeks, they were back up and functioning way better, especially her one aunt that to get the 15 steps from her door to her car was excruciating pain.
Yeah.
And now she can go out and, she's not quite ready to be like, hey, I'm going to jump in the saddle and ride the mules around, but um, definitely made a very significant improvement for both of them on hip replacements. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm just saying, brother, you might not want to pull the trigger on that hey marketplace ad send on the Harley yet.
I mean, it weighs on my heart, you know. It really does because I've always owned a bike, you know. I bought two of them when I was in Korea
Yeah.
because I had a buddy that had horrible credit, and I wanted the one I have now. So I sold my bike to him just for the payoff. So he got
Mm,
a great deal on a Street Glide special, and then I got to order this one from the PX with no taxes or nothing like that tacked onto it. So
nice. Oh,
see, I'm
see, yeah.
always helping somebody. Terry goes, "Stop helping people." I said, "I can't help it."
It's just what we do. We've
Yeah.
got to. I was actually talking about that the other day. I bought this car. We had wrecked our vehicle, and I'll try to make this a quick story, but we wrecked our only vehicle as a family vehicle, and ended up buying this little car because it was the only thing
Yeah.
when I was at the end of my enlistment contract, and I hadn't re-enlisted yet, so it was the only thing I could get finance for. And I'm like, whatever, it's a brand new car. It was a year old, but it had 13 miles, and was a nice little car. I honestly kind of wish I still had that little car, but we got orders to go to 29 Palms, and I'm like, I'm not taking this car with me. Well, my brother needed a car, so I let him use the car. Well, then things happened where he couldn't drive anymore. So I'm like, great. Now I've got to fly back home to Michigan, get this car, and drive it back to California. Mind you, it's a 5-speed. There's no tilt, there's no cruise control. It's AM, FM radio, and this was 2004. I mean, the car was like a 2001. But I mean, this was the base of base models. It was weird enough. The front two windows were powered up and down, but the back two windows were hand crank because it was a
Oh
four-door
wow.
car. Um,
Wow.
and so we get to 29 Palms, and I drive it back, for a while because hey, all right, it's the second car. Well, then one of my young Marines gets married, gets moved off on off-base housing, realizes the vehicle he's driving at the time, well, it took a crap. Couldn't figure out, which it took a crap because he never put gas in it. And he kept running out of gas and burned up fuel pumps. And I helped him put in 2 fuel pumps. And then he burned up again. So then he buys a truck from a guy and it blows up before he even gets it off the gate. And I'm like, okay, like he's married now. He's like, hey, I don't need the car. Borrow the car until you can get finance for something good. Well,
Yeah.
this goes on for several months. And finally, I'm like, okay, we got to make an arrangement because I'm still paying on this car. You've been borrowing it for a few months now. Something. So he started basically paying me my car payment to drive the car. And he's like, well, I want to just buy this from you. And I'm like, you can't get a loan for it because it was a Daewoo. I don't know if I didn't even know they made cars till I bought one. And they had went out of business. The U.S. division had went out of business a year after I bought the car.
Right.
Zero value. You're not getting a loan on this car from nobody. And I told him that. I said, it's a great car. Nothing wrong with it. And sure enough, he was able to go down after, I think, 2 or 3 months. He was able to go out, got a personal loan, and I sold him the car for, I think, maybe $2,000 more than what payoff was, which was a steal because the car was almost paid off. And to buy that equivalent 4-door sedan car in any other brand, he would have paid 3 times that much. But I'm
Oh
like,
wow.
I'm about to go back to North Carolina now, so I don't need that car. He needed a car. And yeah, there's been days I'm like, man, why did I sell that car for so cheap?
Yeah.
But I couldn't have got more than what he paid me for it out of it. Oh, Webb's Web, yeah. See? Got it done. Not bad check.
Angie! Angie! Our favorite VA nurse is in the house, guys. We love her. Yeah. She's saying keep the bike. So is Glenda.
I mean, it's already sat a little bit now, a little bit longer. I mean, you're still going to have to get it in a shop and get all the seal kits and stuff. So just let her sit, get surgeries done, be out doing cartwheels in the yard when you're not building zombie chicken boxes. And
yeah, don't sell it until hip surgery yet. There's Scott rambling with the brooms is in here. There's Mac.
There's Mac.
And I am at the bottom. All right. So, again, we're going to be talking about how you can get the National Parks Lifetime Pass. Don't get that confused with the annual pass that active duty military people can get. Okay. Yeah. So
retirees can get the yearly one too, but the lifetime one's just the way better way to go.
Oh yeah.
I would have done like I just got my lifetime pass.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, it's in this nugget somewheres. I know it because I grabbed it and I put it in something and put it in here.
Yeah.
Where that's going to be a 4-day adventure to find it. But
yeah,
I used it down in Corpus Christi. What is that? North Padre Island is a national park. And super cool. You can drive out, I think, 60 miles of shoreline?
Yeah.
That you can drive on. Now, I'll put the stimulation. I think it's the first 16, which is still a lot on the sand. The first 16, pretty much any kind of vehicle can go out there. Beyond that is a requirement of you have to have four-wheel drive.
Yeah.
But then you can camp on the beach for free, like use this military pass.
Yeah.
We didn't camp out there, but we went and spent the day, and I got my free. I got the annual pass that year because I wasn't smart enough to know that there was another option that was a whole lot better.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, a free lifetime military pass is available for Gold Star families and U.S. military members. A free annual military pass is available for current U.S. military members and their dependents. The passes provide free access to more than 2,000 federal recreation areas, including national parks, wildlife refuges, and forests. So there is that difference Mike was talking about. We're talking about the lifetime pass, but if you're active duty, but then you can, even as a retiree or former servant, if you have proof that you served, you can get, as far as I understand, because I got one, you can still get the free annual pass, but you have to renew that every year.
Yeah. You also, if you're a retired military, okay, and you've got a retired ID card, you can show that at the gate and they'll let you in without that federal pass. However, if you're going to places like Corps of Army Engineer Lakes, you still will have to pay that $5 for that recreation pass. But if you have the lifetime or the annual pass, you don't have to pay that $5. Okay. $5 to some people may not be a lot, but some people, hey, if it's free, it's free. Now, the access pass, and Matt admits the pass owner and any passengers in a single private vehicle, non-commercial, at per vehicle entrance, the day is authorized to go in for free, or the pass owner plus 3 additional adults, where the per person fee are charged. Okay. So if they're charging per person, you can only take 3 adults inside there. They let the kids in, but I think they say an adult is somebody that can drive, which is 16 years old. Okay, anything underneath that they can get in, but it only allows 3 adults if they're paying per person. In addition to free entry at participating sites, the access pass includes discounts on some expanded amenity fees, such as camping, because you'll have to, if you're going to camp at some places, you have to pay for camping itself. You don't have to pay that daily use fee. Okay. Sites recommend that pass owners check with each site before visiting for details about access pass entry and discounts, which is only smart, right? Don't go there and blow up and say, I've got a card, and they take it from you and they cut it in half because you pissed them off.
Well,
they're government workers, guys.
Right. Well, and I think the add to that is the fact that certain states, whether it's a national park or not, they'll offer those different levels. Some of them it's like, hey, you get in for all free access,
right?
And you have access to these amenities for free, but these amenities you still have a little bit, or but then you'll go to the next park and it's like, well, you get access, but then there's still another day use fee or something like that. Like,
right.
It does. The easy part is, guys, just do your research. Tara and I are actually doing that. She was researching on the way over here about us doing a trip to there's an area here not far from Knoxville, I guess. I've never heard, but called Cades Cove. And because I have the pass, we'll get free access, and then I've got to call them to figure out if we're gonna. I think we get free camping, but we're gonna double check. But it's your individual location. You got to do a little bit of your own homework, guys.
Right. Veterans who have been medically determined to have a disability are eligible for lifetime access pass, no matter what, with 3 options of obtaining the pass. Okay, there's 3 options.
Yeah. So the first one's going to be the veterans with disability documentation can order the access pass online for $10 processing fee, which includes the standard shipping. You've got to be able to show proof of residency and your VA disability award letter, or VA summary of benefits, or a proof of a SSDI, the Social Security disabled income. That is the route I went right there, guys. I went online, and it's only a few questions, I think, honestly, and then you if you're a veteran, you should go create, at least at a minimum, an ID Me profile. And because a lot of the state and national websites, that when you want to verify you're a veteran, when we made our reservations for times that we've camped in Oklahoma, I used my ID Me login and I got my veteran discount because through that website you're already confirmed as a veteran because of all the interweb stuff. So
right, and you can avoid the $10, the online $10 fee if you just search for national parks offices near you. Okay, you can go to any one of them and they can do it for you. And we did ours in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. There is the National Parks headquarters for Wyoming's right there. We went in there and that's where we got ours. Didn't cost anything when you do it in person. You just have to do the processing fee when you're doing it online. The second, the contingency access pass may be obtained through mail. Download a paper application, which we put in the description down below. Follow the instructions on the web and pay the document processing fee of $10. Once the application package is received, the documents will be verified and a pass printed with the owner's name on it. Now, mine doesn't have my name on it, so I have to show my pass with my ID card, okay? Or I can just show my ID card. I don't know why they did that. But if you want it with your name on there, and I don't know any people that has a retired ID card that, because there's some people with disabilities that don't have a retired ID card, okay? So if you want to go that route with your name on it, then you can just show that. And if they say you have a second form of ID, you can just whip out your driver's license and show them. Now, there are some states, and they do take this, guys. If your state puts down that you're a disabled veteran or a retired veteran on your driver's license, you can use that as well, okay? So just remember that. Passes ordered online or through the mail will be delivered in 3 to 4 weeks after receipt of the documentation and the processing payment, okay? So very easy. Like I said, the website is down below in the description.
This crane eater was able to do it, y'all. So I know all of you can manage it. So the third option for disabled veterans is go to a participating federal recreation site where interagency passes are issued, present your ID, which would be your driver's license, birth certificate, passport, any of those types of things. And you've got to be able to show proof. So you got to have like your VA, hey, this is what I'm getting. You know, they send you a letter every year showing, hey, this is what I get, my rating, what I'm getting it for, what my percentage is. Yeah. You show that, read and sign a statement, a permanent disability affidavit, and that's it. The pass is free and issued at the time of entry. And honestly, and then it says make sure you've got a photo ID. Guys, you've got to have a photo ID for everything, right? Just you're used to that. You always have to carry multiple forms of ID on you at all time. And at least one of them, if not multiples, have a photo on them.
Now, I will tell you guys, if you don't want to travel with your paperwork that you got from the VA that shows all your disabilities and all that stuff, because you don't want to lose this original copy, okay? Right. You don't want to lose that. I keep mine in a briefcase in the our secret room, guys, and it's fireproof inside there. You can, and I just thought of this before we went live, you can get a hold of the VA, okay? If you're getting VA services and stuff, you can call the VA and they will send you a printout of everything right here, free of charge. They'll email it to you, right? And I'm going to put this number in the description afterwards, and you can come back and get the phone number. Or if you've got a pencil or a pen and a piece of paper, the number is 1-800-827-1000. You can call that number, ask them for a disability breakdown letter of all my service connected connections, percentages, and diagnostic codes. Okay. And what they will do is, let me cover this part up. They will send you this, and it's all listed there. Okay.
Yeah, keep
And
that
that's
going.
all you need. Okay. That's all you need. And it spells out everything that you're authorized with the VA. And you can ask them for that. Keep it in your email once they send it to you. And you can print a copy off. And if you're going to go somewhere, you can just take this with you. And that's as good as the original documents here that you can have. Okay. So just know that. And that's 1-800-827-1000. And you're going to be asking for a disability breakdown letter of all my service connections, percentages, and diagnostic codes. And once you get those codes, then you can go online and you can Google those codes to see what that code means. And also, if you're going back in for a reevaluation or whatever, and because you can be upgraded, okay? For like me, my back's getting worse, and they put down my back on my original one, and they gave me 10%, but it's getting worse and worse, and it can be upgraded, okay? It can be upgraded, and those are the codes you need when you're going back in there to fight for a higher rating. So that's a good piece of information to have with you, okay?
And I know that something that I use, for right, there's an app for everything out there, and there's the va.gov app, and you can pull all that same information right up on the app. And there's been a couple different times that I've used the app. It's no different than, pretty much nowadays, who actually carries an insurance card that's up to date in their vehicle. Not me. Why? Because we have this handy dandy device right here that's attached to us all the time.
Exactly.
And, I don't know. I mean, it's been a hot minute, luckily, knock on wood, since I've been pulled over. But I know the last few times that they never even asked for proof of insurance anyways. Hey, license and registration, go on. They never even asked for it. And the couple times that it was asked, I pulled the app up on my phone showing I've got insurance, instead of printing that card out every month, because, well, your insurance company saves you money and says, hey, go paperless. We're going to save a tree in the rainforest. But that app will also do the same thing. I've used that app for a lot of things, guys. Questions, information, but it's good to have it at the fingertips of your phone. And you can request
no doubt
that same paperwork that Mike's just talking about through the app. And you have it just like everyone wants, right? I don't want to wait. Boom. Okay, you're not waiting. You got it right now.
Hey, so just for you, Battle Buddy, I just realized that I copied and pasted it doubled for some reason. So we're going to go down to what is the difference between the military annual and the military lifetime pass. Okay. The military lifetime pass can be issued to Gold Star families. Now, a Gold Star family is somebody who lost a family member, a mother, a father, a wife, a child who lost a service member in combat. Okay. Those are Gold Star family members. Guys, Gold Star family members, I've worked for the government for 43 years, and I have never seen a class of people that have more power within the military than a Gold Star family member. Guys, I seen 4-star generals jump through hoops. Okay. Gold Star family members have access to their senators, to everybody, the Department of Defense. And when they speak, the military listens to them. Okay, guys. And rightfully so. Their family member, their service member paid the ultimate price for this country. Okay. So they can get an annual pass. The military annual pass can be issued to current U.S. military and their dependents also. And then it says, let's see.
Who qualifies for the interagency military lifetime pass, and what's required? So one is obviously the, guys, forgive me, I keep looking at my phone because that's where I have the notes Mike sent us. And guess what? The mouse for my computer will not scroll my phone for me. I don't know if you're new here to technology and devices, but evidently I am. So Gold Star families are the next of kin. That's what Mike was talking about, next of kin. So, and I just want to touch on that for a moment because there can be some kind of gray areas on next of kin. Typically, they say next to kin are somebody that is biologically connected to you, or married, like, so your spouse, your mother, your father. Sometimes they'll stretch it as far as a grandparent level, right? And then it goes to child, but it's not really going to go much beyond that. I actually had found out through a personal experience that in-laws are still considered under your next of kin, if they're actively married. So, but they're next of kin of the United States Armed Force, who lost their life, the service member who lost their life in a qualifying situation. So basically war, terrorist attack, or any military operation that has been outside of the United States. Because typically if they're doing military operations inside, then that's training. And I'm sure there's exceptions to that one, but and then it goes on about the there's a Department of Defense instruction 1348.36 for all of you, because we all know we like our orders and policies. So look that one up specific. But in order, those family members, you have to self-certify. They're not going to, kind of like a lot of the things that Mike and I talk about, they're not going to just walk up to you and be like, oh, well, here you go. Here's all this stuff. Here's everything. And you don't have to do anything for it. No, you got to do a little bit of work. Got a little bit of paperwork. So you got to self-certify by applying for the military lifetime pass. At the link down in the description, or downloading and printing a special voucher to either present to the ranger, exchange for a military pass in person, or place on the vehicle dashboard at unstaffed sites. Gold Star vouchers, and there's a link in that down in the description. You can do those. So once again, but some of those things that you can have through the app. But if you have a paper copy, there I go. I'm trying to scroll the phone with a mouse that works the computer. It's not working.
All right. So veterans, individuals who served in the U.S. Armed Forces, including National Guard and Reserve, and can present one of the following valid non-expired forms of identification when entering or using federal lands. Now, this is what you can use when we talked about before. If you don't have the park pass, what you can use to enter the federal lands. The Department of Defense identification card, that's DD Form 2, DD Form 2765, or next generation USID replacement. That's your CAT card. Okay. Veteran ID card. Like me, I'm retired veteran and I have a retired ID card. Veterans designation on your state issued U.S. driver's license or identification card, because you can get, let's say you're not able to drive anymore. You can get a state ID with it on there also in a lot of states. Let's see, when acquiring a pass in person, the actual ID listed above must be presented as of September 2022. The VA only provides a digital version of number 3, which is your veteran's ID card. You might see it as it's like red, white, and blue flag on there, and the VA issues you one of those cards and stuff like that. Let's see, when acquiring a pass online, photocopies or digital images are accepted. Form DD-214 is not accepted online. Okay, so you cannot use that online. Yeah.
Yeah. So are passes available to disabled veterans or other people with disabilities? Absolutely, they are. The Interagency Access Pass is a lifetime pass that is free for any U.S. citizen or permanent resident who has been medically determined permanent disability, including veterans. Review the Access Pass section for additional details.
So that's what we talked about before with that Social Security disability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's different levels too. And I've actually kind of learned a few of those benefits in the last few years. When I first retired, they didn't really mean much because I didn't know, one, what the heck I was going to do. But now being a homeowner, a landowner, and living in Arkansas, there's a lot of benefits. And guys, if you remember back several episodes, we went back, and Arkansas wasn't one of those states that hit the top 10 of where to live as a military veteran. But it was number 1 in mine, obviously, because that's where I moved to. But there's a difference of having your disability rating, but then does that individual rating, right? So you get 10%, 20%, up to, I think the biggest I've really seen is 50% on one condition. I'm sure there's higher, but the biggest I've really seen for on one single condition, like, hey, you get a 50% for this one. But it's doing that permanent and total disability portion of it. So you could be 30, but they could also make you permanent and total disability. And having that documentation to show could be the difference of you rating certain benefits in your state or your area.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
Because even at 100%, if it doesn't say, like, typically, and I've got a couple guys that I know that they have 100% disability rating through the VA, but none of their conditions having them permanent and total disability. So even though 100% disabled, they still don't qualify for some of the 100% disabled benefits.
Yeah. Hey, so what if I have a current interagency military annual pass or other type of interagency pass? If you have a military annual pass, access pass, or one of the other interagency passes, you can simply use that pass for free access. All passes are non-transferable. If you have recently purchased an interagency annual pass or senior pass, unfortunately, no refunds are permitted. And that's what people have been doing. They go to the national park and they said, oh, we're retired. Oh, yeah, here you go. But you didn't say nothing. You just say, oh, well, I'm a senior, so I got a discount when I bought my pass. Okay. Then later on, you find out, hey, I could have got this for free because I listened to Mike and Jason. They will not refund you your money or anything. All right. Again, like we always say, do your homework before you pay out some cash for something. It's just like when you go there, and if you don't go to the stores and stuff like that and say, hey, do you give a military discount? Then it's your fault. It doesn't hurt to ask. Yeah, you see YouTube videos where people are going, hey, what makes them so special? Okay, if you would have got off your dead ass and served your country, then you could have asked for it too. But you didn't. Okay, yeah. You were in your mama's basement playing video games. Okay, at age 27 or whatever, 35. In my case, he was 32 before he left up. Yeah.
So can gift cards be used to purchase products from the store? USGS store.
No.
I'm trying to remember what USGS stood for.
Well, that is the United States Geological Society. They cover all that stuff.
And no, they do not. They accept all credit card and debit cards, but gift cards of any kind are not. So you can't use your Amazon gift card that one of your great grandnephews gave you, and
Yeah.
you don't get on Amazon. It's not going to be able to use for this. You've got to use an actual credit or debit card, because they also utilize it. I know when I got mine, and I actually did find it in here, guys. You get the windshield flyer and the card. It's part of them verifying who you are, even though you use whatever form to identify as a veteran and having disabilities or anything.
Yeah.
They still want more. They're greedy.
And finally, do I get a camping discount with my military pass? And the short answer is no. Only senior and access pass offer discounts on camping and other expanded amenity fees. Some military members may also qualify for one of those passes also. And if you don't ask, you don't get. Okay?
Right.
Yeah. So just remember that, guys. Hey, it's like everybody said who's got one. It's so easy to get. If you don't want to go to your local place, pay $10 and get it, because the $10, like if you go in, I mean, it's been a while since we went to the Grand Canyon, but the Grand Canyon when we went was $29 per car, and you could only have so many people inside the car. When we went to Yellowstone, it was $34. So if I already made up my money, if I'd have paid $10 to get it on your first visit anyway, so you're saving money. Hey, and it's there for you. You earned it. You might as well get it, right? And that's why I think this is so important. Because when I was in the military, I didn't know this was going on way back in the 2000 and before. They've been doing. I didn't even know this.
Yeah.
Nobody told me this stuff. So it helps. I hope we can bring more of this kind of stuff where you can use your benefits to help your life out and stuff like that. But guys, if you haven't got it, make sure you go into the description, get the websites and stuff like that. And if you go to the websites, you can find the nearest one to you guys. Okay. And again, don't pass up your state parks either. So if you qualify for this one, guess what? You're going to qualify for your state one too.
And this one here, this is I've got the Gold Star and Veteran. It's the same card.
Yeah.
It'll work in a lot of different. I know it was on the back of here. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, Forest Service, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Bureau of Land Management, National Park Service, and Bureau of Reclamation.
Yeah.
It's right on the card. So individual states can determine their level of what their access is. Are they going to give you a discount? Are they going to give it to you for free? What can you get for, so do your research. But I didn't know anything about this at all till 2-3 years ago down in Corpus Christi. And she just happened to catch a sign driving into the gate. And she's like, ask about a military discount. Which Tara is much better about doing the, hey, do you guys offer military discount than I am?
Yeah.
But I've gotten better where I do go in and I know the places that'll offer it and the ones that don't. So,
See,
but
that's the difference between women and men. I learned this a long time ago. If you go to the store and the cashier says that will be $14.92, most women will dig through their purse to find 92 cents. What do we
Right.
do? Oh, yeah, here. You give them another dollar and throw the change in your pocket. Okay. It's the same thing with asking for the military discount. Guys, you've got to ask for it. It can help you out in so many different ways.
And you
So,
might not think today that 30 cents that you're going to save on whatever it was you got was a big deal, but at some point it's going to add up.
yeah. So, hey, guys, that's what we got for you tonight. I hope you guys got some valuable information off this one. We're going to be here every Tuesday trying to give you that good information as veterans and stuff like that. Remember, educate yourself on your benefits. That's all we can ask you to do. And I hope this is just one step that we can help you guys in doing that. What's this? Texas State Veterans Benefits. There you go. There you go, right there. I'm telling you guys, like Jesse's got a big old RV, or excuse me, a coach. And yeah, use it to your benefits, guys. Use it to your benefits. Let's see. I get one more in here. Let's see. I got my state park pass also. Yep. There you go, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about the asking sometimes. You never know. You know, we had went and paid at a couple different campsites several times, and I mean, we would keep paying for that site. Like there's a couple different campgrounds we really like, and we'll keep paying for them. But now that I know that I can get in and do them for free, game on. We're going to do it a whole lot more.
Yeah, there you go, right there. Get a discount. I don't care. I mean, I ain't that proud.
Right.
And what I mean, it shouldn't be embarrassing. You earned the right to ask for that.
Yeah,
you know?
And there was some like we had, and I'm glad that she brought this up. Was like, when we were traveling before, it's why we have the Nugget. Was when you're calling ahead to try to get a hotel room and do that, and sometimes going through an app or a website will get you a discount, but then sometimes it was calling them, because when you even though online says, hey, this is the best price possible,
Yeah.
you walk in and be like, well, what about a military discount? Or, like you walk up to the counter and they're going to give you a bigger discount because you walked in, and they're like, oh, do you have, proof that you were a veteran? Well, yeah, here's this. And not all of them. There was some that it was cheaper to go through. So we went to the desk and went to get the room, and we're like, how much did you just say? No, thanks. We went to the parking lot, booked it online, and then walked back into the lobby and went, hey, yeah, we got a reservation.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it would save sometimes $40-$50
Yeah.
just by doing that. I mean, and that's a lot, for us.
And if you're a veteran and you're not registering at Lowe's or Home Depot for the discount, I mean, last time I went there, I saved $14 because I'm a veteran. And you just tell them and give them your social security number and go, oh, that's you. You're a veteran. You're registered with Lowe's. There's $14. Hey, in the big picture, it was several $100s, but I saved $14.
Right.
That's
well, and if you're in the right area,
breakfast.
That covers the tax.
Yeah.
Right? You look at your sales tax. It'll cover. I know for where we're at, the discount, and of course it's on only certain items, but
yep.
For the most part, the discount that covers the sales tax.
Oh, there's Terry. I didn't even know she was in here.
She's been popping in and out.
There you go. She's down in Waco, Texas, with our granddaughter, and at my daughter's house. They're having a girls' weekend because it was Mackenzie's birthday. So she took Mackenzie down there, and they're having a girls' week.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, hey, guys, I'm glad you guys came in. We're over our hour, but like I said before, we don't have a time limit. I'm glad you guys came in. I hope you learned something. I hope we gave you some valuable information. If you want more of this, please come back. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please help us grow. Make sure you hit that thumbs up on the way out. It helps the algorithm for this channel. And guys, we love you. God bless you. And remember, be kind to one another. help somebody in need, and always think of that. Hey,
Every day, all day, guys. Just
that's
keep
right.
doing it.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of your week. We come live tomorrow night at MT Homestead at 8 o'clock Central Time, and you guys come live on Thursday
Thursdays at 6 Central.
at 6 Central. There you go. All right, guys. So check out both of our channels. Check out White Rock Homestead. Be part of the nation, White Rock Nation. There
The
you go.
nation.
Yeah. All right, guys. We love you. Have a great evening.
Bye now.
All right. I had to grab the right mouse.
Well, I've been trying to scroll my phone with the mouse and they're not connected. So